In this video, let's talk about 6 Disney villains who faced little to no consequences for their actions. At number 1, the Duke of Weselton from Frozen. The Duke of Weselton isn't the main bad guy in Frozen, but he plays a big role as a villain. His main goal is to take advantage of Arendelle's resources for his own benefit. When Queen Elsa's ice powers come to light, he quickly turns against her, trying to paint her as a monster.
Please, just stay away from me! Stay away!
Monster! Monster!
He even sends his goons to take her out, all while pretending he's trying to protect the kingdom. But really, he just wants to grab control of Arendelle's trade and power. By the end of the movie, everyone finds out about his sneaky plans, and he gets kicked out of Arendelle. However, this punishment seems pretty light compared to what he did. He plotted against Elsa and put the whole kingdom at risk just for his own greed. While his banishment means he loses his influence, he doesn't really face any serious consequences for his actions. This lighter punishment fits with the movie's themes of redemption and family, but many people feel he deserved more for his betrayal. At number 2, Lady Tremaine from Cinderella. Lady Tremaine, also known as the Wicked Stepmother, is the cold and calculating head of Cinderella's household. Unlike other Disney villains who rely on magic or brute strength, she uses manipulation and emotional abuse to keep Cinderella down. She treats Cinderella like a servant while showering her own daughters, Anastasia and Drizella, with love and attention. Throughout the movie, Lady Tremaine's cruelty is subtle but very harmful. She actively works against Cinderella by ruining her dress so she can't go to the royal ball.
Good night.
Later, when Cinderella is revealed to be the mystery princess, Lady Tremaine locks her in the attic to stop her from trying on the glass slipper. Even though Cinderella ends up marrying the prince and gets her happy ending, Lady Tremaine never faces any consequences for her actions. She and her daughters are simply left behind as Cinderella moves on to a better life. In Cinderella 2: Dreams Come True, she continues her manipulative behavior without facing repercussions, but in Cinderella 3: A Twist in Time, she and her daughter Drizella are transformed into toads as punishment. After being restored to human form, they become servants, reversing their roles with Cinderella. While this can be seen as karmic justice, many people argue it is not a sufficient punishment for her past actions. At number 3, Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove. Yzma is the sneaky advisor to Emperor Kuzco and the main villain in The Emperor's New Groove. She tries to take over the empire by poisoning Kuzco, but her plan backfires when her potion accidentally turns him into a llama instead. With her clumsy assistant Kronk by her side, Yzma spends most of the movie trying to find and get rid of Kuzco. In the end, Yzma's schemes are stopped, and Kuzco turns back into a human and regains his throne. However, she doesn't get the serious punishment you might expect for trying to kill the emperor. Instead, the movie takes a funny twist. Yzma is turned into a kitten, losing all her power and forced to live as a small furry animal. While this is played for laughs, it doesn't really feel like a fitting punishment considering how serious her actions were. What makes Yzma's ending special is that it matches the light-hearted and comedic vibe of the movie. Her punishment is more ironic than harsh, which fits with the film's focus on humor and redemption. Even though she loses her power, Yzma is still alive and technically avoids any real justice beyond her magical transformation. At number 4, Madame Mim from The Sword in the Stone. Madame Mim is a playful yet mischievous sorceress who is a rival to Merlin. While her evil deeds are more silly than truly harmful, her rivalry with Merlin leads to one of the most memorable parts of the movie, the Wizard's Duel. During this duel, Mim shows off her magic by transforming into different creatures in an attempt to outsmart Merlin. In the end, Merlin wins by cleverly tricking her. He turns into a germ and infects her when she changes into a dragon. After losing, Madame Mim ends up stuck in bed, wrapped in blankets and surrounded by remedies for her illness. However, she doesn't really face any serious punishment. She's still free to keep causing trouble, but her pride takes a hit from Merlin's clever move. Her lack of real consequences feels more like a funny ending than a serious oversight since her character isn't shown as a major threat. Still, in the larger context of the Arthurian legend, it's interesting that she doesn't face any lasting repercussions, highlighting how some minor Disney villains get away without being properly dealt with. At number 5, the Walrus from Alice in Wonderland. The Walrus is a charming yet sneaky villain in Alice in Wonderland, appearing during the Walrus and the Carpenter part of the story. He and the Carpenter trick a group of young innocent oysters into joining them for a nice walk, only for the Walrus to betray them and eat them instead. This scene is told as a story within a story by Tweedledee and Tweedledum, showing off the Walrus's manipulative and greedy personality. After his cruel act, the Walrus doesn't face any punishment. He simply continues on his way without any guilt for what he's done. This segment serves as a short but powerful warning about trust and deception. However, like much of Alice in Wonderland, there's no justice or consequences for the Walrus's actions. His escape from punishment reflects the chaotic and nonsensical nature of Wonderland, where normal rules don't apply. The world Alice explores is filled with bizarre creatures, and there's often little sense of right or wrong, allowing villains like the Walrus to get away with their misdeeds without anyone noticing. At number 6, Stromboli from Pinocchio. Stromboli is the greedy and cruel puppeteer who captures Pinocchio after realizing he can perform without strings. All he cares about is making money, seeing Pinocchio as a way to get rich. He shows no concern for Pinocchio's safety and even threatens to use him until he's no longer useful, after which he plans to turn him into firewood. Despite his harsh treatment of Pinocchio, Stromboli doesn't face any consequences for his actions. Once Pinocchio escapes with the help of the Blue Fairy, Stromboli is just left to keep running his business. The story quickly moves on from his threats, as Pinocchio dives into the next part of his adventure. Stromboli's lack of punishment highlights the chaotic and unpredictable world that Pinocchio navigates, where dangerous characters often come and go without facing any repercussions.